Mr. Safarov to address Article 9 of the Convention. You have 4 minutes, Mr. Safarov.
Madam Chair, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, Merhaba al-Hen. Let me warmly welcome His Excellency Mr. Nasser Al-Hayyan and honorable delegation members of the Dawlat al-Kuwait. Your Excellencies, economic development, increasing women representation in all spheres, especially non-traditionally, is showing by your video, especially, and your speech. It's showing the best way development, especially at all other sides of the women representation. But at the same time, we have the problems of the naturalization and citizenship questions, which didn't resolve till these days after the last discussion with CEDAW committee. In fact, approximately 90% of the countries globally uphold women's rights to confer citizenship on their children on an equal basis with men, with only 24 countries today having nationality laws and that deny women's rights to confer citizenship on their children on an equal basis with men. And one of them, it's unfortunately, is Kuwait. Also, the Kuwait constitution does not define citizenship based on the gender. The nationality law discriminates against women and by distinguishing between them and men. The law states that citizenship is granted to those born to a Kuwait father, which contradicts the constitution and CEDAW. Kuwait women cannot pass their nationality to the children as Kuwait men to do. They have the special points which are included by the Minister of Internal Affairs, but these points are indicators that must be going through several legal barriers to get the naturalization process. Kuwait nationality is based essentially on a blood bond, but at the same time, practice showing that children born to Kuwait mothers and non-Kuwait fathers do not receive Kuwait nationality, regardless of whether or not the child is born in Kuwait. I do not want to go to the legislation act which adopted the national citizenship in 1959 or showing in other points or articles, but there are several problems. Kuwait has not acceded to the 94 convention related to the status of stateless persons or 61 convention on the reduction of statelessness. According to the UNHCR Global Trends Report 2020, there are around 92,000 stateless persons in Kuwait. The relevant authorities established in 2010 specifically to the purpose of the dealing with stateless persons. A central apparatus for remedies is the illegal resident status, which classifying the stateless persons as illegal residents, commonly known as Bidoon, which is one of the main problems, especially in naturalization process and granting the citizenship to the children of the Bidoon. Kuwait Nationality Law 1959, which including and going against the Constitution and CEDAW Convention at the same time. I want to thank to Mr. As a representing here as a head of the delegation for the speech, which showing the priority of CEDAW Convention, especially on with national law. But it's important implementation as a national action plan and at the same time Article 9 on the place. I will not go to the national acts, articles 11 or different acts which coming from the law 1959. But at the same time, I want to show one more statistic data that according to official statistics 2021, there are about 20,000 Kuwaiti women married to the foreigners, which with no official numbers counting to the Kuwaiti children born from their marriage, and therefore they do not enjoy citizenship rights as treated as expatriates in their homeland. You know it's better because it's your countries, it's your homeland, and you know how to do it better. But at the same time, we have the international standards which are all the same, equal to all countries in the world. And Kuwait doing it at all levels, high technologies, economic development, oil industry, but at the same time, the human rights must be the same line as citizenship granting. That's why I have the several questions. When will the government give Kuwaiti women the right to grant their foreign husbands their citizenship just like men? The second, does the state party intend to amend national law so as to grant Kuwait women equal rights with men with regard to passing their citizenship to their children and their foreign spouses? Which measures is the state party currently deploying to advance the situation for the Bidoon, including by facilitating their national naturalization and improving their illegal protection and access to the services? And one last point, I want to invite modern and developed Kuwait government to ratify a convention relating to the status of stateless persons and reduction of statelessness. Thank you very much. Shukran.